So Matt Watson, we know him, you know him. He's from quite a few TV shows, but the ITM fishing show has launched the Free Fish Heads project quite a few years ago, actually, 2013, designed to reduce waste by connecting people who want fish heads, which are often discarded by fishermen, you see, with those who appreciate them. Now, this initiative originally started as a website and gained quite a large following, and now Matt's moved on to this app. Now, I want him to tell you, I could just give you all the facts, but that's not how it works. And I haven't spoken to Matt for quite some time, so it's good to have him on. Fishing guru, Matt Watson. Hello, buddy.
Hey, mate, how are you?
Gosh, it's been a long time, isn't it?
It has. Yeah, it has.
I was trying to think back, and I think it was the Rock days.
Yeah, I think it could have been. Of course, very fishing-orientated audience there. So did a bit with those guys, and you, of course, back in the day.
Back in the day.
But yeah, now it's fish heads that's brought us together again, isn't it?
Oh well, I'm happy. I'm
and
happy
I don't
with
think
that.
you as a fish head. I don't think you as a fish head eater, Leah.
Matt.
I've got a pretty good nose for fish head eaters.
I'm not. You're right. Straight up, I can't.
Yeah, I know. It's funny.
I get it and I understand it, and I really like that nose to tail, fish to fin eating.
Yeah.
And I know that fish cheeks are really yummy. But my nana used to like just boil the heck out of them, and then just sit at the table on a plate and like suck their eyes out. And
Gosh, it sounds so delicious, doesn't it?
Does it? What?
Yes, it does.
You have not changed, Matt. And I was just like, nah, can't do it. Hey, look, can we first go back to the Free Fish Heads project in 2013? Yeah. What started that off?
Well, I'd long been trying to convince people to eat the entire fish.
Yeah.
It's how I was raised. It's how I brought my kids up. Although, my wife couldn't even handle watching me and the kids devour a fish head, sucking the eyes out and stuff. So I did appreciate that it wasn't for everybody.
Yeah.
And I got a very literal first up sort of view of what was happening and how it could be better when we're up at our batch in the far north, and lots of holidays makers around at Christmas, New Year's time, and a gentleman with a beachfront batch, lucky bloke, walks out. He had his nice big boat on the lawn, and he had a bin full of beautiful fish heads and frames. They still had ice on them, and I was thinking, oh, geez, they're bloody beauties. And he tipped them into the surf, or barely into the surf. He'd come on, threw them on the edge of the beach, and of course they just washed back up, and there was already rotting, flies and fish on the beach from other people that had dumped their fish heads. But yet, 20 metres down the beach, there's two local guys surf casting, hoping to try and catch some fish for dinner. And so I actually went over. I had my kids down there. I was teaching them how to surf, and I grabbed these fish heads out of the surf, and they were fine. There was nothing wrong with it. And I called the guys over, and we cleaned the guts and gills out of them, and they happily took them away. And I just thought, well, why couldn't that guy have just walked a little bit further over to those guys and said, hey, fellas, do you want these? And it's not that the guy was a bad person. He genuinely thought it was rubbish, and he probably genuinely thought going back into the ocean was a good place for them. There's worse places for them.
What do you thought, Matt? If he'd walked up to these guys, they might have gone, "Oh, I don't want you bloody, you rubbish, mate." Is that
It's exactly
what do you think? I'm just going to eat your offcuts, that kind of thing. But
it is. Yeah, it'd be like, you don't grab your bag of rubbish and walk over and ask your neighbours if they want to go through it, right? Do you? Because it would be a rude thing to do.
Yeah.
But that's where there's a disconnect between people that eat fish heads and don't. Yeah. It would be like, I'm sure let's just say you like it. I'm not going to make any assumptions. You like a nice steak. It would be like saying, well, okay, we're going to throw the back steaks away. And that's what it would be like to a fish head lover. The literal best part of the fish, and it still is to this day, in a lot of cultures, in the Pacific Island cultures, if you catch a big fish in the rohe, or the area of the a village, you've got to take the fish head give it to the chief, because you've got to offer him the best bit. So, for whatever reason, that the thing with the fish head being the best part has been lost in a lot of cultures, particularly just general Kiwi culture, right? So,
Yeah, right.
I was like, well, to take away that feeling of, well, I'm giving you my rubbish, I was like, well, I'll drive it from the receivers, and we'll create a register of people that would love fish heads and that are willing to put their phone numbers up originally just on a website in the area that they live in. So whatever area you're in, you could look it up on the website and you get a list of people that would come and collect your fish heads. And it was great. People used it, and we were getting incredible feedback, obviously, from the people that were getting a free meal of delicious fish heads. But we've got more feedback from people that were giving it saying, oh my gosh, I will never throw a fish head away ever again, seeing how appreciative these people were. Stories of people coming back the next day, having smoked some fish heads and saying, here, try some, and bake some fresh bread to go with it. And all of these friendships that kind of got formed over it.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, it was a pretty basic concept. It worked. But then bringing it to an app, like it literally allows someone and anyone that goes fishing that doesn't want to eat fish heads, you can just get the app, you take a photo of your fish heads that you don't want, and it geolocates people in your area that might like them. And it just it sends an alert to their app. They take a look and they go, oh, they look good. That's nearby. They can message through the app and organise a pickup point. So it's really quite simple. And it's literally saved tons. We've done some calculations since 2013 with through the app you can leave the estimated weight, and there has been something like 35 tons, and that's just what's been recorded through the app, which is normally only the initial transaction. So we've extrapolated that out to the people that keep giving to the people they find through the app, and there's probably been hundreds of tons of fish that have gone into people's bellies rather than being wasted. And that also means that there's more fish left in the ocean, because these people now aren't going to set a net, or they're not going to go to the supermarket and buy a fish that's probably been caught in a bottom trawler, which is no good for our environment, and a lot of wastage. So it's actually, I say to the fishers, look, if giving away, doing the right thing and sharing your fish heads with somebody isn't enough of a reason, and I think it is, you're actually conserving fish by doing it, because the more every kilo we utilise is another kilo of fish that we don't have to take from the ocean.
Yeah. Matt, you've actually created like Tinder for fish heads, haven't you?
It is. Yep, that's exactly what it is. Yep. People, it's a good soundbite for getting people to understand.
Isn't it great?
Yeah.
So you take a photo and then it clicks with someone close to you, and they look at the picture and go, "Oh, I like that one. Oh, I like that one."
Yeah, exactly.
Look at that one.
Yeah.
Oh, you're in.
Yep.
No, that's good.
It is.
That's really good.
There's actually relationships forming over it. And I don't necessarily mean people hooking up, but what I mean is two different sectors of Kiwis are getting together and, again, talking about, wow, they were so appreciative. Next time they won't use the app. So it's not like a lot of people will launch apps and they want people on it all the time. There's no commercial element to this. It's literally a community project, right, that's going to conserve fish and bring people together. That is it. There's no angle, there's no fee, there's nothing. And our ideal is that we get a good fish head match where someone finds someone in their community that every time they go out and they've got unwanted fish, they get it. And quite often the receivers are distributing it amongst their families or their marae group or their church group or something. So it's actually feeding a lot of people. And if they never use the app again and they remain happily married fish head givers and receivers, well then that's just perfect.
No, that's brilliant.